Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Berniz. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Arts Council for Monterey County. I am your host today for this segment, YourTown's TV. My guest today is Juan Sanchez, the founder and artistic director of Palenke, an arts organization here in Monterey Peninsula. Thank you, Juan, for being here today.
Thanks so much for having me, Berniz.
Please tell us more about Palenke.
Yeah, well, Palenke Arts is a brand new arts organization, or relatively new. It's a multicultural arts center in Seaside. We started working about 2 years ago, trying to plan on how to implement a program of multicultural arts classes and events. And finally, a year ago, we opened our doors, and we're located at King Elementary School of the Arts in Seaside, and we're open 3 days a week, and our mission is to educate and inspire the community through the arts. So that's who we are, and it's a grassroots organization. We are made up of community members, teachers, musicians, artists. There's arts advocates. We feel like it's very much a community effort.
That's amazing. So tell us how this idea originated about Palenke Arts, and what does Palenke means?
Yeah. Well, Palenke is a word that has meaning in a lot of different languages, and spelled with a Q-U-E is a city in Chiapas, Mexico. It's also it's a Mayan city. It's also in the Philippines. It's a marketplace in Cuba and Colombia. It's a community of freed slaves that folks who decided to stay together and to preserve the African roots. And in Spain, it's a palisade. It's a place where you congregate and you have performances. In Sevilla, in the Expo 92, it was a place where all the major performances happened. And that's how I got to hear the name for the first time. But palo is stick, right? So it's basically a palisade. It's a place where things happen. It's also a cockfight arena in Mexico.
That's what I was going to say. It's like a coliseum, a place to gather.
Yeah. It's a gathering place, and for us, it's a place where we celebrate community, where we celebrate art, and we gather together, and hopefully, for this particular community, will mean a place where everyone is welcome, where special, magical things related to the arts will happen, and where folks who are very different congregate and create something larger than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, and currently you're working with youth, elementary school kids and adults, and with different programs.
Right. So our program, the original design for the program was to try to address the need for multicultural arts in Seaside, especially for teens. Our first demographic what we wanted to focus on was how do we create a program that is teen oriented? So we surveyed 150 kids from Seaside High.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we asked them, what kind of programs would you like to have? But we needed a home. So our home is at elementary school. So now we have elementary school kids participating in our programs. We also have some teens from Seaside Middle and Seaside High. And we also have community members. On Sunday especially, we have a lot of folks from the community that come in and participate in the programs. And so now from the original design, we're kind of responding to what the programs that are working and what the community really wants. And we have Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays classes. We have on Wednesdays we have a youth chorus and Latin jazz workshop. On Fridays we have a visual arts studio, hip hop dance class, and a little mariachi class, and then on Sundays we have Latin percussion, Afro-Cuban percussion, West African drumming, and we're having like a monthly open mic. We tried it out on a weekly basis, but but it's hard to maintain that energy, especially being a brand new place.
Yeah, and I saw some of the kids performing during community events as well. I saw them participating at local events, and I guess were the kids from the music program. Can you tell us about their participation and how they got involved with these community events?
Yeah, so I mean, we feel blessed. A lot of folks throughout the community have embraced us as like kind of an extended family, and they, I'm really proud to say that the kids really represent themselves so well. So we have been invited to collaborate with Monterey County Pops in many other events. Recently, we performed in Greenfield with the orchestra, with the Pops Orchestra. We also had the wonderful opportunity to play a small group of the kids at the Monterey Jazz Festival. Over the past 3 months, we had done like 10 different performances from Monterey Beach Sports Fest. We did an event with CSUMB Music Institute, a holiday program. So for me, it's a wonderful way of being ambassadors to what we're trying to do, but also it increases the growth of these kids. I mean, you should see them. They carry themselves with pride. It's like, wow, there's an orchestra right there. It's okay. The kids have solos. And I told them, I'm like, do you realize that we sang for about 5,000 people last year? 5,000 people. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, big events and small events. The idea is that, what you practice in class, you can actually put it out there in the community. So we feel really fortunate. We've actually had to turn down a couple of performing opportunities, which is not what you want. But at the same time, I don't want these kids to be burned out,
Of course. Yeah, it's incredible for only 1 year that you have been officially launched the organization,
right?
All the accomplishments that we already have.
Thank you.
How did you get so passionate about your work?
Oh, well, I gotta be honest. I mean, for me, music and art was part of my family DNA. I come from a long line of musicians. You don't think about it until you start actually writing down a bio. And my great grandfather was an organist in the cathedral in Granada. My father played the piano. My great grandfather was a conductor. So music and art, it was not. In my family, was not an issue of like whether you're going to do it or not. It's like, what are you going to do? So I feel blessed that I've had all these opportunities, and I've toured also as a professional musician, and I've seen places around the country and around the world where last year I went to Cuba. They have no money and they make amazing things happen.
Wow.
I'm like, so what is our excuse? We live in a place that is not just beautiful, but there's lots of wealth and lots of opportunity. But many kids don't have it, don't have opportunity for the arts. And I know the Arts Council, you have been such great supporters of ours, and you personally,
thank you.
So I feel like if you tell the story, you're going to have champions, people who are going to expand your message and just put it out there. And I feel great by the fact that it might have been originally my seed idea, but immediately has been taken on and amplified by I would care to say hundreds of folks. Even sometimes I meet somebody on the street like, oh, are you the conductor of that? I'm like, yeah. Was it okay? He's like, yeah, that was fun. I'm like, oh, good.
That's wonderful, Juan. For being a young organization in 1 year and impacting already the life of so many kids and here in the peninsula, and even you went to Greenfield to share with the community about what we're doing here. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So what's next for Palenke?
So there's a lot of plans for the new year. We because we have very little money. Unfortunately, part of being a young organization is just trying to prove our worth, and especially for funders.
You're doing a wonderful job, by the way.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. It's we live through partnerships. So CPY from the get-go, MPUSD from the get-go, and Monterey Jazz Festival. the service learning at CSUMB Institute at CSUMB. These are folks who have come to the table and really provided us with lots of opportunities to work with kids and provide transportation. MPUSD is giving us a place where we're hosting all our programs, and in partnership with Turnaround Arts. And of course the school, King School of the Arts. So for me, this next year is going to have to continue these partnerships. We are starting a partnership that I'm really excited about with the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to bring some students to us for a hip hop class and also help us with our visual arts class. We are collaborating with a local artist who's Paul Richmond. Who's just a wonderful artist. He's going to be doing art for middle schoolers from Seaside Middle for a 5-week period. We also have performing opportunities coming up on January 27th. We're going to host our first performing arts concert of the season with Aza, is a group from Morocco. We also have a jazz concert that they're planning, and we're hoping to pull off something kind of a little bit bigger, which is a Cuban cultural week, and where we're going to have so we're going to have music, a little bit of dance, a lot of our program offerings that we have that resonate with Cuban culture, hoping to have also some food attached to it, and some guest artists from Cuba.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot going on for Palenke for 2018, and how the name says, it's a place to gather, a place to celebrate, and so many cultures and so many things going on at the same time. And
yeah, we're trying to work within capacity and not do more than one event a month. But I think this community needs it. This community, for me, a lot of people ask me, like, well, how do you do it? Like all these other organizations with multi-million-dollar budgets, they don't do the same amount of producing that you do. And I'm like, you know, what's my excuse? I know that I have some kids who I just found out sleep on the floor. In that we serve. I have kids who I know, I have two families are cleaning folks that I know very humble. They have health problems. I just heard about, being in debt. And what is my excuse to say that I'm tired, or that that we can't do things? I think they should have the same amount of opportunity, and there's a lot of folks who are coming to the table now, and that are starting to see, this is something that is needed, and hopefully it will take a lot of it will be carried by other folks. It's not a one person enterprise.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful team, Palenke Arts.
Yeah, no, I wanted to thank your work and your board and your committee members, because thanks to them, we can support families like the one that you mentioned through the arts, and music heals our souls, and participating and being involved, and the sense of belonging is super important, and that's what Palenke is creating, a sense of belonging, and this is so important for our community, and I just kind of excited to see all the programs, and I wish we can do more.
You're doing. I know you're doing everything in your hands. I mean, both you and Paulette have been amazing mentors for me, and in terms of funding, and in terms of organizing, and kind of crafting the vision, moving forward. Kind of like snap out of it. It's like this is hard work, but it needs to be done. Also, the board of the Arts Council, everybody has been amazingly supportive. Every time that even board members that I do not know approach me, is like, how's it going? And I'm like, doing great. I was like, oh, I'm a board member, and like I saw your application. So I know that there's a lot of folks that I don't even see that are really pulling for our success. And the arts, it's even in old times, you always needed people to speak on your behalf, because sometimes the material goods are not there. What do we produce? But I think it's amazing the impact that we have in our lives from brain research. We have the impact on kids. kids to self-esteem. I have now, we did this photography project with a CSUMB student where she interviewed the kids and took their pictures like really close up. It was really, I hope that we can share with the viewers. And they had amazing statements where they talked about the impact. One of the girls, Valeria, just cracked me up. She said to me, as we were going through these questions, she's like, "What does it mean to me to sing? Let me tell you what it is. It's like coffee. It's like, it's the first thing that I do in the morning. It makes me so happy and pumped up and ready to go." I'm like, wow, I gotta share that with the world, So when you have kids that tell you that it means so much to them, it's like, to give them a home where they can actually just really go at it and really work at it and then share with the world is like, it's where we're meant to do. And I think there'll be ups and downs like anything else. But I feel like there's a lot of folks holding this together. We're starting to be woven in the fabric of our community, and that's what makes me so happy.
Wow, that's amazing. So, can you tell us about how can our viewers reach you?
Yeah.
Palenke?
So the best way to do it is through our website. It's palenkearts.com or .org. Palenke Arts, it's spelled with a K. In there you can see the different opportunities. Of course, we would love you to come in and just to check out what we do. I think get to know us. Come in for a visit. We have a wonderful.
And you have your phone number,
yeah,
email,
everything is in there.
on the webpage.
Yeah. So I'll give that later to the production folks. But you can see that you can volunteer. You can, of course, donate if you want to. We are fiscally sponsored under the Action Council, so all the donations go through the Action Council. But we also looking for, we have right now wonderful volunteers that are teachers, but also, it's all there.
Okay, thank you, Juan.
Yeah, before I used to be super bored, and then once I come to Palenke Arts, then I started feeling like more happy all the time. As you can see, I cannot stop smiling.
Why don't they just cover their ears so then they can hear more of them?
Pro tip, okay? You like my pro tips?
Yeah.
For chorus, there's a pro tip that if you want to hear yourself, you go with your hand like this, and you bend your ear in a little bit and go, hello. And you notice that you have a microphone.
No, it's
But don't go like, just go like. Palenke Arts is a brand new multicultural arts center here in Seaside, California. Our mission is to educate and inspire the community through the arts. We've been offering classes in lots of different art genres, from mariachi to Latin jazz, chorus, hip-hop dance, and also putting on events and concerts. Speak up. Felt like
no one could
hear me, right? And then it says, wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here. So I prayed I could break away, like I could leave, right? So I'll spread my wings. So spread your wings. Show me like you're actually, right? Like you don't have to go like this.
I really think that it's changed me, even in the small picture, like just my life or in the classroom. It makes me think sometimes like I don't feel that well, and then I remember the songs, and it makes me feel better.
We wanted students who don't traditionally get involved in music to participate in something without having to go through all the basic classes. So I wanted a high energy group that could really get into some topics and some songs that are kind of more reflective of what the community is.
Well, I think it brings the community together. Sometimes we do songs and then somebody starts snapping or clapping and then other people will join in. And then it kind of like mixes all people together. No matter if they're like from a different place or like a different race, it doesn't matter because everybody like always comes together to have fun. And I really hope that more people will get involved, because then when more people get involved, then it starts to feel better. So hopefully, if you see this, I want you to come and join Palenke Arts because it's super exciting and fun, and it brings like a whole twist to your life.